We are in trouble. I'm Brian, and I'm figuring out how to live my best life after 50 through travel, new cultures, and experiences that change me a little every time. And I want you to come along for the journey. And welcome back. Thanks for joining me for this 20-day update. I'm back in Florida, not in Honduras anymore. So I'm outside grilling, gonna grill some boneless ribs, and gonna make my own sauce for it. The sauce is gonna be made out of soy sauce, mustard, a little bit of cornstarch to thicken it up. And then once the ribs are done, grilled to almost like a hard medium, stack them on a plate, pour the sauce all over it, and there we go. Ribs, Brian style. All right, so hopefully these ribs will make me feel better. Now, let's get to business. Let's talk about the bad news. And there you have it, friends. Dinner is ready. But let's talk about these stocks now, because we are in trouble, no doubt about it. What's been going on is the market's been bad, the war has been bad, our stock picks apparently are bad. So we're in a bad situation, folks. So without further ado, let's get down to it and see how our nest egg is doing. Yes, our nest egg is crying, and yes, it is on CPR. So as of this date, folks, it's not looking good. I know a lot of people out there are laughing at me, which is okay. It's a calculated risk. Like I said, it's the big experiment, or the great experiment. But right now we're down about $1,100. Hopefully we've hit bottom. The SpaceX IPO did not launch us. I mean, in fairness, the whole SpaceX IPO was kind of a fizzle a little bit. I mean, it should have gone up a lot more. It did not leach off into our category, so that's kind of a loss right there. And I'm sorry, folks, it is hot. Florida, late afternoon, it's like 90 degrees and cooking over the grill, so forgive me on that one. That being said, we have some shadow, some glimmer of hope left in the fact that we have a couple strategies that we can employ. Now you can see that LUNR is our big one that's down. As you can see, as of the 14th, June 14th, it is down a little over 40%. So that's almost halfway. Rocket Labs is our next one, down almost 30%, 25%. So therefore, those are the ones we have to watch. The other three are they're hemorrhaging, but not as bad. So what we can do, it's a risky strategy, but what it's called is cost averaging. So what we're going to try and do is lower our cost basis. My rule of thumb is if you're down 50%, then that's the time to employ it. And for those of you, I'm sure you exactly know what I'm talking about, but my personal name for it is throwing money against the wall and seeing if it sticks. That's the cut and dry of it, folks. But basically, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, it's trying to lower our cost basis. And I'll kind of explain this on like a very basic kindergarten level, so that way you can follow along with me. Say you have a loaf of bread. The loaf of bread costs $1. Okay, so you buy that loaf of bread for $1. Next time you go in the grocery store, you find it on sale for 50 cents. Same exact loaf of bread. So you buy for 50 cents. So now between those two loaves of bread, your average is 75 cents. That's basically your cost basis right now. So what you did, you averaged down your cost basis from $1 to 75 cents. And then you raise your cost basis for 50 cents to 75 cents. So let's say down the road, I mean, I know it's impossible, but just humor me for this analogy, bread would go up in value. So instead of having to get back up to that $1 from 50 cents, now you only have to get up to 75 cents. And then that bread will be back on track. And I'll be not profitable, but back to even. Your margin will be even. So that's what I'm gonna try and employ if we get to that 50% level. And LUNR right now, like I said, it's at 40, a little over 40%. We're down on that. So if we get to the 50%, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy in another 22 shares for $500, because what 22 shares cost us $1,000. So now if I buy in for 500, then we'll have 44 shares for a cost basis of around $700 and some dollars, $750, a little less than that. So that is the next marker that I'm going to be looking for. So let's see what happens, folks. Again, this is your 20-day update. For those of you that are watching this video for the first time and you have no idea what I'm talking about, a couple of videos. This is the third video in this series. So if you want to go back and look at the first video, you'll know what I'm talking about. And this is it right here. And then we did a 10-day update, and this is the video. And this is the 20-day video. So what I'm going to try and do is, in and around every 10 days, I'm going to try and do an update, so that way everybody can play along at home and see where we're going with this. Again, don't risk anything that you can't afford to risk. We started out with $5,000, which was our nest egg, part of our nest egg. So we're trying to expand that, but it's not working out right now. But I am still optimistic about it, folks. So with that being said, I just cooked dinner, so I'm going to go have some dinner, and hopefully y'all enjoy this. And if you find any value or at least entertainment at laughing about it, follow along with little Brian, and he's in charge, so do what he says. And I appreciate you. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you on our next update. Hopefully we have some better news.